Hi there and welcome to another edition of Sports Jam. I'm John Jacobson.
And I'm Jay Wilcox. Today on the show, we hit the pool for section swimming highlights, plus look ahead to this week's state-adapted soccer tournament.
And in our Sports Jam spotlight, we'll meet a Maple Grove diver who is one of the state's best. Let's start with the state football playoffs. We had 7 teams from around the area that played in section finals 10 days ago, but only 2 survived to make it to state. One of those teams is Wayzata. The Trojans qualified for state for the 8th time in the past 9 seasons and were part of the new Class 6A this fall. Those quarterfinals all held at the Metrodome, the Trojans meeting Eastview. First play of the game from scrimmage, Nick Olmanson's pass batted at the line by Chris Granite and right to linebacker Jacob Beckstein, who returns it 14 yards for a touchdown. The Lightning lead 7-0, 11 seconds in. But watch the ensuing kickoff. The Trojans' Jeff Borchard takes the ball at his 2, and it doesn't take long to tell this is going to be a big play. Borchard speeds his way 98 yards downfield for a tying touchdown. Wayzata tying the game at 7, just 24 seconds elapsed in the game. A few plays later, after a punt block, Borchard takes the handoff and goes in for a 5-yard score, and it's 14-7 Trojans. Tanner Bedard also broke off some big runs for Wayzata, including this 44-yard scoring play late in the first quarter. Wayzata leads 21-7 after 1. Eastview pulled within 21-14, but the Trojans score late in the half. Olmanson on the play-action pass goes to Matt Blanchard for a touchdown, put Wayzata up 28-14 at halftime. After a scoreless third quarter, the Lightning make a game of it in the fourth. Bruising running back Will Raines powers his way in for a 7-yard touchdown, and it's 28-21. But then just a couple of plays later, Borchard breaks off a big one. He takes this one 69 yards to the house. That's 9 touchdowns in 2 weeks for the senior, and Wayzata is up 35-21. The defense comes up with one more big play as Chris Pearson picks off Matt Dwyer's pass. Wayzata wins 35-21 as they advance to the 6A semifinals, beating a good Eastview team.
We knew going in that this was a good program. You know, they had a really good running back, a good line, but you know, we had our offense scoring touchdowns left and right, so it was a good feeling to have.
I just like to give all the credit in the world to the offensive line, because without them we wouldn't have been able to do any of the running. And the defense played absolutely tremendous tonight. Big third quarter, beating a fourth quarter for them.
Wayzata now plays Eden Prairie in the semifinals. The Trojans beat the Eagles 16-0 during the regular season. Kickoff is Friday at 7 at the Metrodome. 12 Sports color analyst Joe Moline and I talked about the Wayzata Eastview game afterward.
Joe, Wayzata struggled at time offensively with the passing game, and the running game was dominant tonight, really exerting their will, if you will, in that second half against a pretty good Eastview defense.
Yeah, the passing game wasn't there in the first half, but the running game was so good that it kind of kept them rolling. And then it was interesting in the second half when they needed to keep the running game going and maybe the opponent was reacting a little bit, they were able to kind of loosen them up with some passes. So it worked well in the second half, that kind of 50-50 share that they can do sometimes, but it struggled early, but the running game was so dominant, it really made up for it.
And we saw Jeff Borchard, another big game. He had 6 touchdowns a week ago, 3 tonight. But Tanner Bedard also coming in over 100 yards rushing for him on a touchdown.
Yeah, we kind of mentioned it throughout the broadcast that Borchard was making some big plays, but whoever they gave the ball to was getting at least 5 yards per carry. The offensive line was really gelling well, and they had a defense that was really playing up against line of scrimmage, trying to stop. They had the size, but they really just couldn't stop that tough offensive line, and then running backs that really know how to hit the holes hard.
They played this week without their all-state linebacker, Chris Wibson, but still, the Wayzata defense was pretty good for the most of the night against Will Raines and that Eastview offense.
Yeah, the defense didn't skip a beat. I mean, early on in the game, what they really do well is they don't let you any breathing room early. That allows your offense to get kind of that big lead. When Eastview finally figured things out, they were already down by a couple of scores, and then the defense eventually reacted. We expect Wayzata to win the turnover battle. They didn't do that here tonight, but they did come up with a big interception down the stretch and made a couple of big stops in their own territory.
Special teams, the third part of the game coming up big. They get the kickoff return early on from Borchard and the punt block by Will Long in the first quarter.
And special teams are the big unknown, only because you can't really predict what's going to happen. You know, I think Wayzata felt confident that their offense had the edge, their defense had the edge. He didn't know what to expect out of the special teams, but the special teams stepped up here tonight, specifically with that kickoff return for a touchdown early in the game, taking away that advantage that Eastview had early, and the punt block was huge too.
Wayzata moves into the semifinals Friday night here at the Metrodome.
Like Wayzata, Totino Grace is no stranger to the state football playoffs. The Eagles are making their 9th appearance in the past 10 seasons. The Eagles facing the Apple Valley Eagles in the Class 5A quarterfinals in St. Paul. First quarter, A.J. LaPana with a quick pass to Charlie Miller for a 7-yard touchdown. That makes it 7-0 Grace. TG's defense brings an all-out pass rush here, and the sack is made by Joey Schiller for the Eagles. Second quarter, following an Apple Valley fumble, LaPanta connects with Miller, and this time it covers 43 yards for Totino Grace. And it sets up a short touchdown run by Kez Flomo, and that gives the Eagles a 14-0 lead. To the third quarter, and more big defense by Grace. The ball carrier is popped by Ben Peterson, forcing a fumble. Curtis Maddox recovers, and the Eagles score again on the ensuing drive. And in the fourth quarter, Peterson rips off a 69-yard touchdown run to make it 42-7 Totino Grace. And the Eagles roll to the Dome with a dominating win over Apple Valley, 42-14.
I think it was a total team victory. I think our kids played really, really hard. It may have been our best game, and that feels pretty good.
Our defense came up with big plays, and that helped us up, and we did our assignment. I ran hard. The offensive linemen, they blocked well, and we just did it well.
The Eagles now face Section 8 champion Bemidji in the Class 5A semifinals. That game is Saturday night at 7 o'clock at the Metrodome, and John Totino Grace certainly looking very difficult to beat. I did have a chance to see St. Thomas Academy, who's on the other side of the bracket. That's a pretty good team. If, in fact, they end up playing them, would be in the championship, and they could maybe give them a game at least.
And the Eagles always seem to be there at playoff time, as Wayzata has just kind of become an annual thing now, and get into the Class 6A. Wayzata, again, one of the teams there, along with Eden Prairie, Rosemount, Lakeville North. I kind of like the new format, the big class.
Yeah, I think it's given a lot of teams, a different sort of feeling with the opportunity to get there, and also the way they crossed over the section bracket. So Wayzata and Eden Prairie, the bad news for them is they're now in the same section, but the good news is it really didn't matter. They were both able to advance into state, and I know some will be saying that semifinal is the real championship, the Lake Conference people especially, but certainly good teams on the other side of the bracket left too, and I think it's shaping up pretty interesting. Wayzata getting the better of Eden Prairie during the regular season. We'll see if they can do it again here at playoff time.
We'll find out this weekend. Well, when we come back here on Sports Jam, highlights from section girls swimming and diving, and we'll see which local competitors are headed to the state meet.
Welcome back to Sports Jam, and time to talk swimming and diving.
The Section 5AA meet features 5 local schools, including one that repeated again as section champion. The Minnetonka Aquatic Center, the site for the meet. In the 200-yard medley relay, the Wayzata team of Emma Paulson, Madison Price, Mackenzie Merriam, and anchor Anna Petty set a meet and pool record with a win in 1 minute, 47.41 seconds. Osseo also qualifies for state in the race. In the 200-yard freestyle, Armstrong's Courtney Evenson sets a meet and pool record by winning in a time of 1:51.10. Wayzata's Kirsten Olson and Emma Rule of Armstrong also make state. Evenson later won the 500 free. Great race in the 50 free. Wayzata's Emma Paulson in the gold cap wins in 24.05 seconds. Anna Petty and Colleen Donlin of Wayzata also make state, along with Mary Whiting of Osseo. Paulson later won the 100 backstroke. Another 1-2 finish for Wayzata on the 100 butterfly. Mackenzie Merriam setting a meet record. Madeline North finishes second. Close finish in the 100 free as Brooke Evenson at the top of your screen in the blue cap wins in 52.35 seconds. 1/100th of a second ahead of Anna Petty, with Osseo's Mara Whiting 3, and all 3 of those girls qualify for state. Armstrong's 200 free relay team, Brooke Evenson, Rachel Peterson, Emma Rule, and Courtney Evenson set a pool record. Wayzata and Osseo teams also make state in that event. Finally, in the 400 free relay, Wayzata's quartet of Anna Petty, Zoe Tu, Kirsten Olsen and Emma Paulson set a meet record with a time of 3 minutes, 30.67 seconds. Armstrong finishes second. The Trojans celebrate another section title, their 6th in a row. A good weekend of swimming for the blue and gold.
We never expect anything. We always tell the girls that Saturday doesn't exist until Thursday is successful, and state doesn't exist unless Saturday is successful. But the girls had an outstanding meet overall. Every last one of them did exactly what they needed to do in order for the team to win, in order for the team to be successful. So,
as we check the team scores, Wayzata cruises to the win, 246 points ahead of runner-up Mounds View. Then it's Armstrong, Osseo, and Cooper in the 4, 5, 6 slots. Hart Center is 8th.
Maple Grove competes in Section 8AA, where they've been the dominant team since moving to the section. Elk River's Vandenberg Pool, the site for the 8AA meet, and we start with diving. Maple Grove's Lexi Tenenbaum is the champion, setting a new meet record. To swimming now in the 100 freestyle, Maple Grove's Erin Buck wins it with a time of 52:53. That's a new section record as well for Buck. To the 500 freestyle, a bit of a surprise as Maple Grove's Brooke Solar swims great in the second half of the race and nearly beats Brainerd's Fallon Ryan. Solar will go to state in the 500. The 100 backstroke, it's Buck again taking gold. This time her time is 57.22 seconds for the Crimson. And they close the meet with another big win as Buck anchors the MG 400 freestyle relay team to the victory as Maple Grove wins the meet.
They train all year. They train for, these girls train year round to come to this kind of meet, and they want to go to state. They want best times. They want, they want it all. And to miss it by a 10th or to make it by a 10th it can feel like it makes or breaks your season, really. So, but they work so hard, and they deserve all, to win this meet for the 6th year in a row. It's great.
As we check the team scores, Maple Grove wins with 381.5 points ahead of St. Michael, Albertville, and host Elk River. In other section meets, Hopkins places 5th in Section 6AA with fellow Lake Conference teams Minnetonka, Eden Prairie, and Edina taking the top 3 spots. The Royals' Kate Glover and Ray Bullinger qualify for state in 2 events each, along with the Hopkins 200 free relay. In Section 7AA, Champlain Park is 8th. Blaine edges Duluth East for the title with Andover 3rd. Champlain Park's Elise Magalas qualifies in the 200 and 500 freestyle. And in Section 2 of Class A, Benilde is the team champ ahead of Blake, and 3rd place Bracticino Grace places 7th.
The state meet is this Thursday through Saturday at the University of Minnesota Aquatic Center. Class A starts at noon each of those days with the AA at 6 p.m., culminating with the AA finals on Saturday night. So Maple Grove, section champion again, and Wayzata. Not really surprised, but good weekends for those girls.
Yeah, and I think we maybe don't have some of the superstars some of these years we've had where you could go into the state meet figuring that there was going to be a definite champion from a couple of these local schools, but certainly have the possibility of doing very well in a lot of events and more than just those 2 schools, too.
Well, the fall and winter seasons do overlap a bit. It was time to drop the puck for a few girls' hockey teams in the area last Thursday night. Season openers included a matchup of Hopkins and North Metro. The Royals visiting the Stars in Brooklyn Park. Hopkins jumps on the Stars early. The pass back to the point. Grace Bazal's shot tipped in by Jillian DeYoung to make it 2-0 Royals. DeYoung with nice vision on this one to get the puck to Nina Rogers in front for the goal. And it's 3-0 Hopkins. DeYoung in alone on a breakaway, and she tucks it home before falling. The Royals lead at 5-0 after 1 period. In the second, the Stars get their first goal of the season. Taylor Anderson uses the D as a screen and whips a shot home to pull them within 5-1. But Hopkins is too much for them. DeYoung to Rogers. She stopped but bangs the rebound home. Hopkins skates past North Metro 7-1. North Metro did beat Alexandria on Saturday.
A little wintry weather made it seem a lot more like hockey season here at the start of the week.
Did you mean like that 70-degree Saturday or the 25 degrees here on Monday?
I think we're going to be stuck with more like the 25.
So. Straight ahead in our Sports Jam Spotlight, meet a Maple Grove diver who will aim for a state title this week. This week, the best of the best in high school girls swimming and diving will take over the U of M Aquatic Center for the state meet. One of the divers vying for the state title will be Maple Grove senior Lexi Tenenbaum. Jason Melillo has her story in this week's Sports Jam Spotlight.
Maple Grove diving coach Stacy Benjamin affectionately refers to Lexi Tenenbaum as a freak of nature.
She would probably blow some of the boys out of the water. A lot of the dives she does, the boys don't even do. That's one of the reasons that a lot of colleges wanted her, is because her degree of difficulty is not what you see at the high school level. It's just way above. You don't see girls across the nation doing the dives that she does.
Tenenbaum is the top-ranked diver in the state, and last weekend easily won the Section 8 AA title, earning her a shot at the state title this weekend.
I feel like I had a really great start to the season, and it hasn't been totally amazing throughout the whole season, but I've been having peaks here and there, but I haven't had my full potential peak yet, which is kind of cool. But I feel like I've been doing really good this season.
Tenenbaum has been diving for the Crimson varsity since her freshman year and has steadily improved.
Every year I strive to do harder dives. I never want to stop learning more dives.
A gymnastics background gave Tenenbaum the physical skills to become a good diver, but she had to work to find the right mentality to be successful. The biggest challenge was Tenenbaum's intense competitiveness, which sometimes affected her diving.
Too competitive. I would say that's probably one of her weaknesses, is everything has to be competitive.
I mean, I try not to show it, but it really does drive me crazy. I mean, if I do something bad, I just want to go again, keep going until it's better. I think that once I do, let's just say, a bad dive, and I have more dives coming up, I tend to focus, and it makes me more motivated to do better.
When she was younger, yes, it's something that we really had to work towards, but now that she's matured and she has been there, done that, and has a lot more experience, she's better at taming it and realizing, okay, I have to leave that bad dive, or move on to the next one.
Tenenbaum will take her diving skills to the Division I level next fall. Tenenbaum has accepted a scholarship to dive for the University of Minnesota.
At the beginning of this year, I really had no idea what I wanted to do or what school I wanted to go to all. But I went to a recruiting visit at the beginning of September to the U of M, and after touring the campus and getting to know the team, getting to know the school, I found out that I really liked it a lot. And then so once I got the offer, I was really excited.
Everything Tenenbaum has worked for will culminate at the state meet this Saturday. For the Maple Grove senior, a state title is the only way she can envision ending her high school diving career.
My ultimate goal is to be on the top at state.
Lexi will dive in the preliminary round of the state meet on Thursday night at the U of M Aquatic Center. Swim and dive finals in Class AA are Saturday night. Jay will talk adapted soccer with the Robins when Sports Jam returns. Follow 12 Sports replays and live events on Twitter, Facebook, and live stream. Watch your favorite high school athletes performing live on your computer or mobile device. Link to us on 12.tv.
Discover what happens inside your neighborhood school.
Discover how local leaders make decisions that affect you.
Discover who the playmakers are on your hometown team.
Discover your neighborhood news.
And stories you can only see here.
Discover 12 News.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. This weekend, the Robbinsdale-Hopkins-Mound-Westonka Robins PI Division adapted soccer team will be aiming for a 5th consecutive state championship in this sport. We're joined by a couple of their players and also Coach Marcus Onsum. And starting with Tyler Sarf, and how much fun has this regular season been, undefeated season? Do you like the way the team's playing right now?
Yeah. The team's doing pretty good.
What are you guys doing best? What part of the game is really going well for you?
We have tough defense most of the time, but we have to work on that a little bit.
What do you work on most in practice to get ready for tournaments like this?
We work on defense and passing the ball and stuff.
I know you did have a couple of pretty close games during the year. Are those the teams that you think might give you the best challenge in the state tournament then too?
Noka last week, we had a close game, ended up with a 4-3 place finish, but that wasn't our best game, but at least we still won.
All right, congratulations on a great season so far, and have fun in the tournament.
Thank you.
And Tiffany Graff, your team is kind of a little bit of a dynasty here, but do you like the way the team's playing right now too?
Yeah, I definitely like how they're playing. I think they're excellent. When I joined this team, I didn't think it would be as good as it is. It's so good.
A lot of new players have worked in over the last couple of years too, so it's continued with different players in there. Has that been exciting to see, some of the new ones really stepping in and doing well?
Yeah, that's really exciting. It's kind of exciting to see like who's gonna step up to the plate and not take over, but like do really well and stuff.
I get the feeling from seeing Coach Marcus in action that you guys are not going to be able to sit back and just mail it in. You have to really go hard at this tournament, right?
Yeah, we're definitely going to win our hardest, and even if we don't win, as long as we win our hardest, that's the best thing we can do.
Did you like getting a close game at the end of the regular season like that? Do you think that helps this team?
I mean, yeah, it does, but it was really stressful during the game. A lot of people were freaking out, but they're happy when we found out we won.
All right, good luck in the tournament, and it's been a great run so far for the Robins.
Thank you.
And we'll turn to Marcus Onsom, the head coach, and I know you were talking to them today about keeping working hard, that you have to really focus in now when it's tournament time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's easy for the kids at this time of the year to be 8-0 and kind of feel like maybe they can cruise a little bit. But now's the time, with 2 weeks off to getting ready for the state, they've really got to step it up and make sure they continue to play at game speed and at their highest level instead of kind of backing off and take things easy for a little bit. We have a tendency to do that once in a while, so making sure we're going hard all the time is really important.
Has it been rewarding to you to continue the success with a basically new group, a lot of faces that are been new to this gym in the last couple of years?
Absolutely. I mean, that's kind of what's made this job so much fun, is we have a nice number of kids coming through the program, new faces every year, and it's really been enjoyable to see how they blend with the veterans and how they fit into our scheme of things, and just kind of watching how the kids learn about themselves, learn about the game, and see where it takes them from there.
Who will be the toughest challengers that you potentially could see?
Out of the North Division, Anoka for sure. They gave us a tough battle in our last regular season game. In the South Conference, Dakota United will be tough, just like they always are. So we're looking forward to a couple of good matchups with those teams, possibly.
All right, thanks for joining us, Marcus, and again, best of luck.
Thank you very much.
All right, Marcus Onsom, head coach of the Robins PI Division adapted soccer team, aiming for a 5th championship here. They're the #1 seed from the North Division, and we'll leave you with a look at more on the tournament here coming up.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life. This stage is nowhere near Broadway, and none of these actors will be accepting an Oscar anytime soon. Still, they are rehearsing for something important. While they learn their lines, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, that everyone has a part to play. Skills that will make them stars long after the curtain falls. The National Federation of State High School Associations reminds you that when kids take part in high school activities, they get set for life.
Follow 12 Sports replays and live events on Twitter, Facebook, and Livestream. Watch your favorite high school athletes performing live on your computer or mobile device. Link to us on 12.tv. Under Minnesota State High School League rules, we're not allowed to televise the semis in football, so our game of the week is a girls' hockey matchup as North Metro takes on Champlin Park. The game is Tuesday night at the Ice Forum in Champlin. Watch the game Wednesday at 8:30 and 11 p.m. here on Channel 12. And that will do it for this week's Sports Jam. We're closing in on the end of the fall season.
That's right. Next week, action from the state semis in football, plus state swimming and adapted soccer.
And we'll name our Sports Jam all-area teams in volleyball and boys and girls soccer. See you then.